Welcome to our podcast, When Life Gives You Lemons. I'm Kevin Henry, and my partner in crime in life is Pommy Henry. I have a rare disease known as spinal cephallar ataxia, which is a neuromuscular disease. This has left me mobility challenges as well as speech with a speech impediment, noise-induced anxiety.
Living with these disabilities for over 20 years, we have developed helpful hints and life lessons that we would like to share with you that has made our life easier and possible in some cases. We consider ourselves disability advocates and intend to educate ourselves and you about other disabilities and issues, and also talk about things we find interesting and frequently encounter when we're out and about. Hey, welcome back, Kevin.
Well, thank you, Pommy. What are we talking about this time?
Well, this time, you know how I told you that what happens in our life sometimes gets told on the podcast?
Yes.
So this month, we're talking about fraud.
Okay.
You thought something else, huh?
Not the first thing that came to mind, but all right.
Well, let me tell the story. So Kevin always asks me what I want for Mother's Day, give him a couple choices, and then he chooses from what I like. It's safer for him that way. He got me a vacuum one time. Was not very happy with that vacuum. We have a rule, no appliances for holidays. Ladies, am I right? I'm right. He didn't understand it. So anyways, I was looking through Facebook and I found a web page or a site that advertised birds sitting on a wooden branch. And my house is decorated, living room is decorated in birds. I have birds all over the house. And so I thought there was 3 of them. So I thought, oh, how cute. For Mother's Day, that'd be a perfect Mother's Day gift. One for me, one for Kevin, and one for our daughter, Rose. And then, so I gave him the list and I thought, there, click, 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 that's done. A couple hours later, I hear Palmy coming from the computer room. And I come in there, I'm like, yeah. He goes, I think we have a problem. Now I'm going to let you Kevin tell you the rest, because I was not involved in that part. I was just in the wanting part.
Hey, you weren't involved in the part where I told you we're not buying it?
Yep, nope.
Okay. I looked up the website. The first thing I did, I guess it's Facebook Marketplace. Is that what it's called?
No, just Facebook. It was
Just Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, I looked at the ad, and then something didn't seem right. So I looked up the company, the website name, and noticed there were a bunch of ads on Facebook that had the same URL. So I said, well, that seems a bit odd. So I looked up the website on just a Google search, and the first 5 responses I got were, whatever you do, don't go to this website. I was like, okay, this isn't good. So I started reading them. And it's a known scam. These are like websites that were put up by people that had gone to the website. So I said, yeah, I don't think I'm going. And then I broke the bad news upon me.
Well, see, the sad part of this all is the reason I was really attracted to this. I like the bird statue. That was fine. But it was advertised to have been made, and the income goes to a vet, military vet, who had lost both his legs. And so, you always want to support good supporting. It kind of taints my view of commerce, I guess, that they would use such a touching story, because they had the whole story laid out there about how he lost his leg, where he lost his legs, and how this is how he gets his only income. So it made me sad.
Sad and birdless, huh?
Sad, birdless, but thankfully not moneyless. Kevin saved our money. So because of this, and then right immediately afterwards, I went out to the mailbox and I found 2 AARP magazines. And again, this is not sponsored by anybody mentioned here, but where they were 2 articles, huge articles about fraud and how and why and where and all that stuff. It had all the details in there in the AARP magazine. And then I was watching CBS Sunday morning and I saw a story about a woman who had a romance, and we'll talk about that later, scam, and lost her life apparently. She has been lost for almost a year and a half now, so they don't know where she is. And she was caught up in this, had given away a lot of her money prior to this, and then suddenly disappeared. So I'm sure people have read about or heard about all these scams. But so that led me down, a wormhole all the way to see exactly, because I see it on my Facebook page a lot, and I see it on my email. I get a lot of scam emails, and text, same thing. So this led me down a wormhole of what kind of scams are there? And I have an answer for us all. Do you want me to share?
Sure.
Apparently, you've already been down this because you knew exactly what to do. So I went to the Federal Trade Commission, and I was bewildered that they state that consumers lose over 10 billion. That's B, ladies and gentlemen, to fraud in 2023, and it was just a little less in 2022 at 2,000.68 million. A quarter of those reports actually have lost money, and the money ranges between $500 and millions. Another curious information thing I found was that a majority of the victims are younger people between the ages 22 and 29. They report the most money lost, most incidences of money loss. But it is not ageless. The frauders do not go for just one group. The group over 70.
They don't discriminate. Huh?
They don't discriminate. That's the word I was going for. The older group, 70 and over, report the largest dollar amounts of loss. Surprising, huh?
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot.
Way too many.
And it's innocent people, That's what's the worst part about it.
Not the worst part about it is, that as technology advances, people find ways to use it for bad.
Cheat other people out of money, yeah. So they have listed, the Federal Trade Commission has listed 10 common scams that I think our listeners and viewers should be aware of. So we're going to list them along with what you should do to protect yourself or how you should answer that kind of scam. And so, like I said, I'll say scam number 1, and then I'll give you tips to protect yourself against that scam. And then later on, we'll tell you what happens if you are a victim of fraud. So you ready to go?
Sure.
Can you guess what number 1?
Now, is this in order of...
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's occurrence-based, but imposter scam is the number 1 listed on. Yeah, grandparents. Romance, robocalls, sometimes the caller or the robocalls will try to get you to say certain things so they can take your voice comparison and use it for further fraud. The grandfather or grandparent scheme, which is someone calling saying, "Oh my God, I'm in the jail. I'm in a country and I can't get out. I need money right away." And that's where they might have taken your granddaughter or grandson's voice to use on that. So you recognize the voice thinking it's true. And of course, you want to act immediately. You want to get them out of jail. You want to get them across the border, that type of thing. And that's where we're going to tell you to stop and think. Also, the romance, which I alluded to in the intro about the woman that had a romance with a man sending money and lost her life, apparently. So, there's a lot of those, especially single people looking for love, I think are the most vulnerable among them.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. So if you think you're being taken advantage by an imposter scam, what you should do. So the key thing here is ask personal information. Yes, you may hear your grandson's granddaughter's voice on the phone, but they will not know particular information about them. So ask very personal questions. What did I get you on your 8th birthday? That type of thing, where no scammer would know that information. And if you don't get a direct answer, hang up. Stop communications.
It's kind of cold to say, just hang up, but you have to realize that's not your relative. So
right, they often
disengage.
They often impersonate firemen and police officers and sheriff's officers trying to gather money.
Yeah, just because somebody says they're who they are on the phone, you should always be able to verify it.
Yeah, verify and then call them back. If nothing else, say, I'll call your organization back.
I was going to say local fireman or policeman will have you call the station back and ask for them by name.
Well, you want to make sure you're using your own phone number, because a lot of times they give you a number that's been connected to them. So that's number 1, the imposter scam. Number 2 is online shopping scams. I have to say I've been a victim of this. There was something on Facebook again. So we're seeing this theme here, Kevin, where they were giving away really good stuff for very little amount. I think I lost under $30. I did not report it. I probably should have. No, I did report it. I reported it to Facebook that it was a scam page, but not before I had sent my money. So always look for red flags, because what they're doing is trying to get you to make a quick decision. So what you should do is stop, think about your purchase, review, look for red flags, look for the website, look for the company's name, and always use PayPal or a credit card where you can dispute the charges. If you use just your debit card, it goes straight out of your bank account, and there's oftentimes no way to dispute those charges. Anything else, Kev?
Nope, that's
straightforward, yeah. Okay, so the next one is a sweepscape scam. Say that 3 times fast.
No, thanks.
Where they're offering you the winning prize. But, and there's always a but, you have to send in money for shipping. Does that sound like a real sweepstakes?
To a cheap guy like me, no. It costs money, so... No.
Everything costs money. Never. A real sweepstakes do not ask for payment up front, nor do they ask for additional information, which they might be trying to scam your social security number or your address or a bank account or something like that. So oftentimes there's things that you're not thinking that they're trying to get from the sweepstakes while you're thinking about the wonderful prize you're going to get. Number 4, investing scams. Now, these are not as common, but record the largest amounts of loss, over $7,768 per claim. And this is basically where you're paying for tips, seminars, courses, or promises to invest on your behalf. Cryptocurrency, Kevin, stock or bond or real estate. You were into cryptocurrency for a while.
No, I was just reading about cryptocurrency for a while. There's a difference.
Yeah. Investigating, huh?
Yeah. I've never owned any cryptocurrency.
No? I think my brother-in-law hasn't he? Yeah. He's made some money on it, but he's lost a lot too. Never pay for a course that promises a guaranteed return. Never a return of promise. No promises of passive income. For that kind of stuff, there's actually a Federal Industrial Regulative Agency, FINRA, that offers free tools and sites free of charge that you can look up anything if you might be interested in stock selling or purchasing or cryptocurrency. I think there's even a thing on crypto. Isn't that one of the ones where you went to look up information? No?
No, I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos.
Well, don't trust those either.
Like I said, I was just looking for information.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy anything from any of them.
Yeah. So on all these, basically, to keep yourself safe is to stop, think about it, and then investigate. Seems pretty simple.
It sounds simple, but it's not always as simple.
That's true. A lot of stuff is deceiving.
A lot of fraud plays on your
Emotional.
emotions.
Yeah.
So
or your desires, or, something to get something for free.
Hard to think rationally when you're thinking with your heart, because your heart doesn't think rationally.
Right. The fifth one is business or job opportunities. And this would be like fake work from home opportunities, franchise opportunities that are not real. Can you think of any other ones?
Well, those mainly cover it, but I guess we should talk about how they've changed over time. It used to be you could, pretty much rely on an ad for working from home being something that would not be the complete truth. But since we had to endure the COVID lockdown, a lot of legitimate companies had their employees work while they were at home. And they found out it actually did a lot for them as a company.
Well, in some cases, other cases
really
it didn't.
Depends on what business it is.
Wouldn't work for sales.
Yeah.
No.
It's hard to work from home if you're employed by McDonald's, I'm sure.
Yeah. That'd be a deliver from the house hamburger.
I don't know what it would be.
But our daughter kind of. Yeah.
What it would be.
Our daughter ran into this when she was looking for a job. She said probably out of 10 offers, like 7 were fake, or, promises stuff, but then you had to pay in order to get the information, which that is the number one key. Do not pay for anything. There is somewhere free out there to find where the actual information is. So you want to look up the company online, never pay for tips or jobs. The sixth one is internet services. These would be fraudulent websites selling ads, online payment services, video games, virtual reality, social media networks. Lots of those out there. I think a basic caution would be careful when you're online.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of hard to do when you think, oh, this is so great.
Yeah.
It's on the internet. How can it be not true?
Or you're playing a game and suddenly they start asking you for money in order to get extra lives, or you're in the thrill of the game. You don't want to stop. Don't want to stop and end it where you're at.
Or the IRS contacts you for, repayment of something they think you owe, what they want payment and
now
gift cards,
Or you're going to go to jail or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. So be sure to be careful when interacting with people online. There are lots of fake actors out there. Monitor your monthly subscription charges and internet charges. Make sure you're not getting charged for something that you didn't sign up for. Common sense, I think. Number 7 is telephone and mobile services. This would be example of this would be phone plans, providers, apps. They're trying to trick you to download malware or what? And this is a new word combination for me. It's called swap and port. Swap or port your number to a phone or carrier to then try to intercept text messages for one-time codes to your accounts and passwords. So they can take over your phone by swapping out your SIM card or calling the company and asking for another SIM card sent to their address, not yours. And they take over your phone, which is not cool. No, I don't think anybody can live without a phone these days, can they?
Well, I think I could, but I'd be the exception.
There you go. So always be careful to download apps from the official stores. Kevin informed me that there's an Apple app, the Play Store for Google, and the Windows Store for Microsoft. So there's an official store for your device typically, and you should stick with those originals. Don't go offline somewhere. Also, uninstall apps that you don't use. Scan devices for malware and antivirus software. Call mobile carriers to enable SIM swapping protection, which I was not aware you could do. And review your bill regularly to pick up anything right away. Sounds legit.
That about covers it.
Yeah. So here's the next one. And that we have, I can see where this would happen a lot. It's healthcare scams.
Yeah, again, they are preying on your emotions, not really your logic.
Right. You're sick. You don't feel good. You want to fix. So this is misleading and deceptive claims about medical or health-related products or services. So they indicated that the largest amount of fraud here is with diet products. I'd get that, right? I see all kinds of diet stuff out there nowadays. Take a pill, it'll take off 10 pounds, whatever.
Well, I'm pretty sure that there's been a lot of diet stuff.
For years, yeah.
For many, many years. I
think they used to see, my mom told me she used to see it in magazines and stuff where, and you'd think it'd be legit if it was in a magazine. They paid for the advertising, but again.
Well, just like if it's on the internet, it's got to be real.
Yeah, that's true. I think when we were on some tours somewhere and we were, where was it? I think it's when Jacqueline and I went to the Hot Springs, Arkansas, yeah, where they showed all these artificial things that were supposed to make you lose weight, where it was a machine that had a band and you put it around your stomach and it like jiggled you and jiggled the fat off you, apparently. Needless to say, it didn't work.
The fat away.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff. There's even pills out there, and Kellogg's had, what did he do? He did health saunas and clubs and stuff.
Yeah, before he made cornflakes.
Well, no, cornflakes was part of the regimen. It was part of the diet.
Yeah, but I mean, before he made the cornflakes part of the diet.
It was graham crackers, yeah. Or graham, whole wheat. He kind of had a thought where it was whole wheat versus, white wheat products and stuff like that. But there was a lot of weird stuff that he did to people. A lot of pooping. A lot of pooping stuff. So, if somebody's promising you a cure to a disease or prescription drugs that cure all, or nowadays, and honestly, I wish the government would do more regulation on this for supplements. I end up having to take quite a few supplements because my the surgeries that I had, and you never know what's a good supplement or what if you're getting what they're saying you're getting, because it's not regulated. They really need to get down on that and figure that out, because I think there's a lot of times where you're not sure how much of the actual product you're trying to get into you is, and how much is actually filler. And there was a lot of times in my case, and your case too, where you were allergic to the filler that they put in.
Yeah, that was when I was a kid. It was really apparent because I take those like the Flintstone chewable multivitamins.
Yeah,
that the multivitamins typically have a lot of filler in them.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why, but
you were taking one medicine that we had, the doctor recommended a supplement, and you tried it and you couldn't take it because this, whatever the filler was in it, you were highly allergic to it. And we finally figured out it was the filler, not the supplement that you were trying to take. I can't remember what it was now. Do you?
Me either. No.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I do remember the hives, though. It was not a pretty case. So, just common sense here. Speak with your primary medical professional. Or you can go to the FTC page, and they have a lot of stuff that's already been proven to be scams.
Yeah, chances are if you have a good relationship with your doctor, you bring something up and he starts laughing at you, it's not a good product for you to invest a large amount of money in.
Yeah, there with the fact that Kevin has a disease that's very rare, we go to our neurologist often with these claims that we see in somewhere or something, and he's pretty good about telling us whether they're fake or might have a chance of helping Kevin. Well, I don't know. I was listening to the Ataxia Foundation that's on the YouTube, and she mentioned, the neurologist there mentioned that a lot of times it doesn't help. It helps some of the symptoms, but makes other symptoms worse. Wow. For like the movement, it would make you, because you're not as aware where your body is, it might make it more dangerous for you to be on it if you're going to be moving around and stuff. But it does help anxiety. So
it certainly does.
Yeah, we've tried that for, now that it's legal here in Missouri, we've tried it. And very low doses, very micro doses, but it helps him with anxiety, especially when the little kids are coming over for holidays or something. He doesn't strangle them. That's a good sign.
Little high squeaky voices just all I hear is kill, kill, kill.
He's kidding. But it does help him. He also helps him watch football.
Yeah, the crowd noise in football is what gets me. All those people, and whistling and
screaming and hollering. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was better during COVID. They never had the audience noise, but then they did pipe it in, didn't they? You found that
I think they did.
Yeah, some of the games they actually piped it in to add to the enthusiasm and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you'd have the cardboard folks in the stands, but you have the crowd.
The real noise, yeah. So next one is a little kind of in our sites again, because we do a lot of traveling. And so the next scam is called the travel, vacation, or timeshare plan scams. And they said, I read an article or listened to an article on YouTube about the increase of the fake timeshare plans have increased since 2020, because everybody was locked in and couldn't go anywhere, and suddenly you were released, and lots and lots of travel pursued after that, and it's continued up until this day. They said travel is very high on people's list of what to do, and low cost vacations. And we know that it is very difficult to get out of a timeshare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we belong, to give you a little hindsight here, we belong to Disney Vacation Club. And that we started that back when you first were diagnosed, right?
Yeah, we started that a long time ago.
Yeah, we eventually paid it off. And we feel we got our value out of it. But that's just our opinion. Again, this is not sponsored by Disney, and we wish, but it's not. But we do really enjoy our vacation club plan. And if we wanted to get out, I know there are easier ways to get out. One thing is bad is the maintenance fees, but
I think we've heard that Disney is one of the easier ones to get out of, because there are so many people that are willing to buy it from you.
Right. But there's a lot of scams on that too, where we went on a vacation to Hilton Head under a timeshare type of situation, and thinking maybe we've always wanted to live in Hilton Head or visit Hilton Head, so we thought maybe it would be something we'd be open to. And we did listen to their little spiel, but things that kind of hit home were they could only give us the price for one day. What was another one?
Based on our record, they give us, an additional discount.
Right.
So,
Suddenly we were able to have additional discounts.
but I think those were more sales,
Pitches.
or, sales missteps into the gray area, not out and out fraud by the company.
Right. So basically, you need to investigate the company, search it online, look for reviews. Don't give deposits the day of, and there's no such thing as 1 day price only. If they're going to watch your business, if you actually investigate it and come back and find that it is something that you're interested in getting into, then I'm sure they will honor it. There's no such thing. They're just trying to pressure you into the sales pitch. So the last one, and I think we've all kind of heard some of these, it's called the foreign money scam. And, you've heard that story about the prince that wants to give you money, Kevin?
Yeah. Way too many times.
Yeah. And so basically it's a fraud where they're asking for you to exchange your money for his money, but then he suddenly overpays you, and so he needs you to pay him back. And so, yes, you see the money in your account, but it is a fraudulent check that has brought that money into your account. And because it's international, it takes so many days for your bank to check that out. And by the time they do, you've already sent them back the overpayment in, say, a gift card or something else. I don't know. But we've all heard that scam. I think it's I can't imagine anybody falling for it nowadays, but...
Be careful when you say that.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
sure there are people that will still fall for it.
Right. Well, don't ever do that. If they request money, say no and investigate. So say you do find yourself as a victim of one of these fraud schemes. Do you know what to do?
I do, but before you tell everybody else, I'd like to actually talk about present times.
Oh, sure.
And what the authorities, I guess,
Are warning about now?
worrying about now. That's the Summer Olympics in Paris.
Right.
There are ways you can tailor most of these frauds with the Paris Olympics twist. And nobody knows how it's going to be done because the time for those frauds has not come yet.
Yeah, I could see where they could do any of these 10.
Yeah.
Any of them would apply to it.
Yeah.
And be valid too, calling to say you're in jail or in another country, or you're lost in another country.
Or your car's broken down. Yes,
there you go.
It's rental, but if they wait until the morning to sort it out, they won't be able to see their
event.
Olympic event they bought the ticket for.
There you go. Yeah, I can see where that would fall through in any of these categories. Yeah, beware, ladies and gentlemen, especially during this next...
Now would be a great time to, see what you should be looking for.
Okay, well, this is if you've already been a victim. So you should contact the relevant companies, your credit card, banks, payment apps, social media platforms, and report what's happened, because the more they know, the more they can fight this fraud. And the typical place where you should do this is the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. And specifically go to the FTC website.
ftc.gov.
And on there, you'll find reportfraud.ftc.gov. And don't hesitate. Go right there. You might not always get your money back, but at least someone else will be warned that this particular scammer is out there.
And the FTC should be your first stop because they also have links to the specific office or agency you should be reported to next.
Right.
Because the FTC website changes often. I don't know this is still the case, but they used to list some of the more common ongoing scams of the time.
Yes, that's true. I saw that on there. So number 3, if you think that your identity has been stolen, report it to identitytheft.gov. And I believe that link is also on the FTC website. What you can do is add security freezes and fraud alerts on your consumer reports, which would be your credit report, your credit cards, and your credit report, and along with the check service report, and also the National Consumer Telecom Utility Exchange. NCTUE is the acronym, yep, for that report. You also should improve your account security with unique passwords. Turn on the multi-factor authentication and use passcodes. Now, Kevin, I wasn't aware what a passcode is. Do you know what that is?
I do. Passcodes are basically what we've been using up to this point for almost everything.
Passwords, you mean?
Adding two-factor authentication means you may still have a passcode, but they're going to send you an email as well, or a code via text
that you have to enter.
Supply before your transaction can proceed.
And that all adds extra security to your accounts, right?
Well, almost anything that adds extra inconvenience adds extra security.
Yep. I have a little book that I hold all my passwords in, and otherwise I would not remember them all. And Kevin actually has something on his computer that keeps them.
I have a password manager, yes.
Yeah. So there's multiple ways you can do that and still keep track of what you're doing. You should also monitor your credit for fraud and on a regular basis. There's companies out there that you can join that will give you like every 6 months or whenever there's a movement in your credit report type situation where you should be you are notified of it. I know my daughter has it on her on her banking account, and I think my Discover actually has it also, free of charge. You can check on your credit report at any time and see if there's anything fraudulent on there. And then there's ways of going in there and correcting it if it is actually fraudulent. So, or identity stealing or something like that. So, well, I found this really interesting, Kevin, and I hope that our listeners and our viewers appreciated it too.
I hope so. I hope it's something they can use as far as what to look for in red flags.
Yeah. And if you find those birds, email Kevin. I still want them. I haven't found anything else I want to put on my list yet.
Okay, folks. I'll see you next time.
Unless they hear from you about the birds. Bye. We are always looking to improve the podcast, so if you want to hear a specific topic, have a differing opinion, want to add something to the conversation, drop us an email. Our contact information is listed on our website. It's www.whenlifegivesyoulemons.net. We have recently added a companion YouTube channel called Making the Lemonade. If you enjoy the podcast, continue your enjoyment by joining us on YouTube.